Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Today, we got My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia, Season 7. We're on Episode 3, total Episode 141. I'm not entirely sure how that works. Someone's going to have to kind of give me an idea. I don't know if this is like a... Do they, like, number it in... Like, I know they obviously numbered in total episodes, because that's kind of how I've been labeling my episodes, is by, like, Episode 141 and whatever like that. But why don't they do it by like season 1, episode 1, 2, 3, 4? Like, how come they don't have it labeled like that I watched my anime right now, a mix of Crunchyroll and Hulu. I watch My Hero and Bleach on Hulu, but then I watch any other anime that I've been watching on Crunchyroll. So I don't know if that's a thing that they do on Crunchyroll or not, if it's just a Hulu thing. Someone's gonna have to let me know down below how that works, because when I watched Vinland Saga, that was on Netflix, but that one was labeled like season 1, episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, season 2, episode 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? It didn't like continuously roll on like the total amount of episodes, but I don't know. Could just be a Hulu thing, maybe. So, anyways, guys, we're on season 3 of we're on season 7, episode 3 of season 7. I just said that like 3 times backwards. I feel like that just made absolutely no sense. But we're on episode 3 of season 7. That makes more sense. So we are watching, basically, I'm going to be upfront and honest with you guys, man. I kind of thought about it. I went back and I rewatched a little bit of the Stars and Stripes versus Shigaraki fight. Bro, I feel like they kind of like underwhelmed that whole fight, in my opinion. Even when I was watching it, I feel like you could see it in my reaction where I was kind of like, this was quick. Even like when I was finished, my whole reaction was just all like, man, that fight happened so much quicker than I thought it was going to happen. I just feel like Stars and Stripe had such an OP ability with New Order that it was like, I don't understand how Shigaraki was able to like hold up, even if he was a little more OP than he was before. Like, I understand it, but that was like the first time that I think in this, at least in My Hero, that I was legit like, okay, this was 100% plot armor. This was like, the reason Shigaraki won was because he defeated, like, he won because of plot, right? Stars and Stripes was fighting the plot of the story, not fighting Shigaraki himself. So it was kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just feel like Stars and Stripes seemed like such a dope hero, and there was so much that I feel like we could have learned about her that it was just like all of a sudden within 2 episodes she's dead. So I don't know. I was a little caught off by that, but I guess we'll see how the story progresses. Either way, like the action, I love that season 7 started with a bang like this. We immediately got to see Shigaraki fight the #1 hero in America. Like I said, the fight was a little bit of a letdown just because I feel like there was so much more potential with that character of Stars and Stripes, and the fact that I feel like her quirk was so powerful that I think that the plot is what truly defeated Stars and Stripes. But that's my opinion of the whole thing, guys. I don't want to make this intro super long, but one last quick thing, guys. You guys might have noticed my background changed a little bit too. It's same accessories, but I did move my room around because I finally got my new desk in. So I got a much longer desk, which I got to work out some stuff because I'm gonna have to possibly get a new stand for my mic. Because my mic now doesn't reach entirely across the desk. You can see it here now, but like that's literally the farthest it can go. So I almost have my chair scooted too far this way because normally I want to be like more over here. But the problem is that because my mic can't reach that far, I did like some sound tests on it. And it's like I sound kind of quieter when I'm over here too, and the mic's not directly at me. So yeah, I got some things I got to work out, some kinks I got to work out. But like I said, I'm going to look into getting a new boom mic for this. I also am looking into getting a new like sound setup thing, just so that way I'm not using USB on my mic anymore. I'd like to use I think it's XLR is what the plugin is on the back, but that way the quality of the sound's just a little better too. But anyways, guys, we don't need to go into the whole logistics of that, guys. One of these days, I'll have to give you guys a room tour of what my like setup looks like in my little room that I have right here that I record in. But that will be saved for another day, guys. I have rambled on and on and on in this intro. We're like 4.5 minutes into it. So with all that being said, we are jumping into this, guys. This is My Hero Academia Season 7, Episode 3, or Episode 141. It's called Villain. Let's get it, baby.
After hearing All Might's request for aid, America's #1 hero, Star and Stripe, made an urgent visit to Japan. As soon as she arrived, Tomura Shigaraki launched a violent attack. Star's quirk, New Order, allowed her to change the rules of the world around her.
Oh, it's New Order too. I think I called it First Order.
Until Shigaraki managed to touch the hero, killing her. Star didn't go down without a fight though. With the last embers of her life, she used New Order to deal a serious blow to Shigaraki.
Forgot how
But in
he
order
bought
for
him
you
some
to
time.
protect
And then he
yourselves
transferred his quirk
and
into like
those
some
you want to protect
randos.
throughout the
Or
world,
we thought he
you
did.
need to use this extension to become as strong as you possibly can.
Come now, other me. There's no need to fret.
Other me?
We'll
Now he's calling
endure.
Shigaraki
Your
other me.
work
He's not even
ethic
referring to him as
simply fatigued,
Tomura
out of
Shigaraki
sorts.
anymore.
In time, you'll be able to use your many powers again.
I'll kill you, damn it. You will suffer. All of you. As long as there's a single person on this earth who remembers All Might's face, this hate within me won't go away.
Our consciousnesses are combining. I can feel it.
So
You
what
mustn't
happened in New
dwell
Order
on
then?
one failed
They still haven't made that clear
when
as to
there
what
are
happened to
so
that
many
quirk.
in play. Apologies. I asked you to prepare for action, but we must wait longer.
You gotta be kidding me. I'm stuck here while my own man flies free. I can't take it anymore.
Dude, Dabi looks like he's just
know,
itching to get into the action, bro.
You and I are quite similar, except for one thing.
Huh?
Take this to heart. A wise man, such as myself, will pave many different roads to a single goal. That's how I ensure success against any odds. To be more precise, I craft alternative routes years, sometimes decades in advance. I begin by following the path that best suits my needs and timeline. And if it's blocked, I simply switch to another. I have many friends.
Yo. What was that? What did I just see right there, bro? Hold on. We are backing this up, bro. He just said, okay, we got to break this down for a minute here. So obviously he's talking about like, right, he's saying, hey, the way that I ensure my success is I create numerous options for me to find that success. So I don't just stick to one route. Like I don't have one plan. I have a plan A, B, C, D, E. Like I've got a plan for every letter of the alphabet. And the second that plan A doesn't work, I jump to the next plan that best suits my thing. So it's almost like he doesn't have a direct plan B. His plan B could be plan B here, or it could be plan B over here. It's whatever, best gets him to that goal the quickest or the easiest route to get to the goal. Which just kind of highlights again how smart All For One has played this entire thing out, bro. Because this whole time we thought from the get-go, I always thought that All For One, the whole goal was he was trying to turn Tomura Shigaraki into the new version of him, right? Like he was trying to make Shigaraki the new main villain. But it almost seems like after all the planning, he's actually becoming Shigaraki. They're going to be one. That's what he just said. He said his new body as he's touching Shigaraki. And I think Shigaraki at this point is just so overwhelmed with hatred because of the hate that he has towards All Might. Someone actually made a comment on my YouTube about this. I wish I could remember his username because I want to give him a shout out. I think it's Way of Wizard. If I'm wrong on that, I apologize big time. But he comments on a lot of my My Hero videos that I do. So big shout out to you. I appreciate the heck out of you, man. He gives me so much information. But one of the things he commented was on the video I released where Midoriya basically, it has that moment where he's kind of like looking at Shigaraki going, I could have, like, I saw something, right? I saw someone who wanted to be saved. And I was talking about that in the video, but he commented down below where he put a quote in there that Shigaraki said, where he said, hey, if only someone would have been there to save me, or if only there would have been someone, a hero there for me, the itching would have stopped. And it kind of makes me think of this moment here just because of the fact that it's like, I think he's so overwhelmed with hate, having seen another person that's inspired by All Might, the hero that he hates the most, who created this society where, again, a society that Shigaraki was ignored in, yet others were seen, right? And I think that he just is so overwhelmed with the hate that it's almost like he doesn't even acknowledge the fact that he's losing himself to All For One because he's filled with so much hatred towards All Might and this civilization, the hero, the world, right? That's why he wants to destroy everything rather than trying to create a world of his own or whatever. He wants everything gone. And so I thought that was just yeah, because I've kind of been commenting, I think, the last couple episodes about how I'm like, why does it feel like he doesn't, like, does he not realize that All For One keeps taking over his body? Is he good with this? Like, is he on board with this whole plan? And it's kind of like, it seems like he's not, but at the same time, it's like he's not really doing anything about it. I think truly that is why, is because of, I think he's just so filled with so much hate that all he cares about is the world just being like, he doesn't care what happens to himself in the end because he just wants to go down with the world. He wants the world to burn and he wants to burn with it, essentially. A similar thing that Dabi is kind of looking for with his father, right? He wants to take everything down with him, including himself. But anyways, the reason I wanted to back up and all that kind of stuff was because he commented, he said, I have friends everywhere. And then it zooms in on UA High, and then we see a picture, or we see somebody there wearing gloves. And those look like the gloves that Uravity wears. That's why I wanted to back up, because I was like, what is that? I couldn't tell if those were that, but also the girl looked invisible. So are they saying All For One has one of UA students working for him? Back it up, okay? I want to see what it zooms in on, because it showed up for a quick second, but I don't feel like I got like a good look at what we were.
And Izuku Midoriya has unfortunately returned to UA's fortress.
See, but he
that's
shows
fine,
UA.
Because unlike you, Toya,
I have many friends, and now we've got to see. This is what's her name? Who's the girl that goes invisible? Why can I not remember what her name is right now? Is that not her? Like that's literally what I'm seeing, because you can see her body is invisible. You can't really see it, but it's giving us the outline, and then the gloves. That's what she wears. It's just the gloves. If you're telling me right now that she is working for All For One, dude, what is happening? Or maybe he's saying that he planted somebody else in there, and she's got the ability to be like a chameleon. Because I don't feel like we've ever really seen very many shots. Maybe we have seen a shot or two where you get to see the outline of her, but most of the shots we see, we don't even get to see her. We just see her gloves. But this, like, I don't know, that is what I'm getting, bro. We got one of two things going on here. Either he's confirming that she's working for All For One, or two, there's somebody that he planted inside of UA who's maybe got like a quirk like chameleon or something, where they can blend in like with their surroundings and stuff like that.
Friends.
I actually like that fit on Bakugo, bro. That is a dope fit. He should wear that as his main suit. Oh, the sweat.
Stored up my power and then fired. Endeavor taught me that. And I'm not talking a single detonation. My improved cluster attack comes from me flinging around beads of sweat, then exploding them together. That upgrade's just the beginning. I'm leveling
Dude, that's
up all
such
my
a fire
moves,
fit, bro. I love
which
that
means
fit.
I've got to start sweating a lot more.
Oh, that's why you're wearing your winter
Is
suit.
bro have his fro back?
Overheating eats up my stamina, though. It's one or the other.
Everyone is improving. There's definitely something different about Todoroki.
I think I'm starting to get the hang of this.
Like he's trying to be able to counterbalance
My
his
fire
heat,
and ice working
so that
in
they're equal.
harmony.
So yeah, okay. So they're working in harmony.
I know All Might said this would be a total war or whatever, but the way I see it, the two big bats are like super
What
vulnerable.
is bro doing?
now,
He's just growing nonstop
especially since
freaking grapefruit
Gigantomachia
balls.
is taking a long prison nap. I bet we can take All For One and the League down easy when we find them.
You forgot 3 things, idiot.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, 3? Really?
Easy.
First, we probably won't be able to find them. Think about it. We located the Nomu hangar, Shigaraki's hideout, and the research lab, sure. But since All Might defeated All For One, we haven't been able to track down the boss man himself. He's the best there is at going underground. Damn nutsack face!
Cursed mental image.
Nutsack
second
face
problem.
is crazy,
We faced
bro.
an incomplete Shigaraki last time, so his true power is an unknown quantity.
Also, notice who's missing.
course.
Invisigirl. She is missing, bro.
By the way, I wanted to get your opinion. Is it cool for me to walk around?
That should be fine now. With Uraraka's speech fresh on everyone's minds, the Hero Corps students and evacuees are getting along fairly well.
You've been mopey ever since Gunga and Jaku. I mean, we've all felt bad, but you took things extra hard.
You have no choice, son. He's given us explicit new instructions. The messages were in code. Even if they were intercepted, no one will realize they were anything bad. And out here, the surveillance cameras won't pick us up. Don't be scared.
I got
Who's
worried
this?
because you stopped smiling. You even looked sad when Midoriya came back to us.
All For One's out of prison now, so things will go exactly as he wants them to. You know if you don't follow orders, he'll murder the 3 of us! Please, Yuga! You've
Is
done
that belly
everything
button,
he's
dude?
asked. Told him all the information he wanted about UA. Like when you told him about the training camp, no one knows that leak came from you.
Excuse
The
me?
villains somehow knew we'd be at the USJ. It was the same when they ambushed us in the woods, even though that was supposed to be a top secret location. It can't be true. This whole time, behind our backs, Aoyama was...
We've only ever wanted what's best for you, son. For you to be free to live a happy life.
What?
Hmm? You want to be like everyone else?
Oui. Maman, it's so scary to be different. I don't like.
Okay, I was gonna continue to let that play out, and I tried to let that play out, but dude, what? I call him Belly Button, dude. Aoyama is a mole. Bro, they did such a good job tricking me into, because literally just what, like 10 minutes ago, I spent 5 minutes in here talking about how I thought Invisigirl was the one who was working for All for One. And this whole time, she was actually trailing Aoyama, who's the one who has been leaking information to All for One in their camp. She just said the whole reason they found out where they were in the woods was because Aoyama leaked that. Bro, then this makes sense too, because literally, oh my gosh, dude, I was watching, what was it, like a week ago when we were watching with my wife. We literally just were watching the episode where like he's like sneaking outside of Midoriya's room, and he's like all being weird and stuff like that, and he's like spying on him, and like they kind of played it off and like played that whole entire episode off like, oh, you know, he really cared about Midoriya and like noticed, you know, he was off or something like that. Like they played it off so well that I was just kind of like, okay. Because I genuinely thought something about it. I was like, why is bro like creeping on Midoriya like this? Especially when this entire time we've never seen that he's shown that much interest in Midoriya. But then, yeah, they played it off really well, because I literally forgot about it. I thought it was nothing. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, he's whatever. And then now, this whole time, he's been leaking information to All for One. Oh my gosh, bro. Dude, it like it's all adding up now, dude. Like I'm literally thinking about that. You're thinking about the forest arc with what are they called? The freaking pussycats, and like, dude, holy crap. Dude, Aoyama leaking information. I feel bad too, because he's like crying up here, right? So it sounds like the whole reason he's doing this is because of All for One threatened to kill all three of them. So his parents and him, if he didn't do all this. And so his parents are like, that, or did All for One threaten his parents, and now his parents are like kind of forcing him and making him feel guilty about not doing it, because if he doesn't do it, his parents are going to be killed as well as himself. Like that, I mean, it's a tough situation, dude. So like I have to understand it from his perspective too, but I also need it. I'm going to hear more, because I do feel like no matter what, it's a tough situation, but I feel like it's even tougher on Aoyama if it's like his parents are guilting him into doing it, like because of the fact that All for One's going to kill them, and they're kind of being like, hey, you have to do this, come on, you got to protect the family, right? Like trying to put it all on his shoulders. Then I would feel even more bad. I'd feel even worse for him, because that's a tough situation, dude. Like, what are you going to do? Your parents are begging you to spare their lives, save their lives by doing this. You don't want to do this, right? You know it's wrong, but what are you supposed to do? It's your family. It's your parents.
When we found out you were quirkless, we didn't want you to feel excluded or less than. You deserve
he
the
was
chance
quirkless?
to follow your dreams. We were trying to make things better for you.
So they probably accepted a quirk from
We
All
wouldn't
for
have
One.
sought that devil out. I swear it. We never would have let All for One give you a quirk.
Yep.
But it's too late. We're All for One's pawns now.
You've suffered because of our mistakes.
I want to make sure both of you are safe. I can't let him kill you.
Yuka, in that case, you know what you have to do, darling. Help your parents.
Oh no, Midoriya's right there.
I ran into Hagakure. She said that the traitor is...
What are you talking about? How absurd. The girl must have misheard us.
Of course it's you. Midoriya, Back then,
Oh, dude.
I was the only one who couldn't say anything.
Dude.
Everyone else in our class called out to you. tried
How's
to get you
Midoriya
come
respond
back
to this,
UA.
man?
I watched as they desperately reached out to you. But I stayed silent.
Aoyama, let's talk.
Stop it! His power is a quirk that was given to him by All Might, and All for One wants it? Since day one. You're all amazing! I just want to be seen as your equal! You were...
Listen! It's no accident that I'm here. I could tell you were upset. You were the only one who looked sad, so I came looking for you.
Yes. Me. Alone.
Damn, dude.
The USJ?
It's crazy. I didn't even notice he was missing in that scene.
I led them to us both times. Midoriya, it's true. I am a revolting villain.
You know what? This might sound kind of random, but he reminds me of what's that villain's name? Why can I not remember his name? The YouTube villain. The guy who's like, La Bella or whatever. You guys know who I'm talking about. He kind of reminds me of that guy because that guy was like, not just because of the accent thing, but also he reminds me of that because of like the way that he is like a quote unquote villain. Like he just dubbed himself a villain, but it's like not necessarily like that guy. I didn't really view that guy as a villain per se. He was a good guy. He was a good person who just like, you know what I'm saying? He got shunned away from the world. He was pushed out, and it's not like he was doing like super wrong. He wasn't out killing people and doing all this stuff. Like he was making videos on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he was committing crimes like robbery and all this kind of stuff, but it's like on a scale compared to like true villains like Shigaraki, the League of Villains, all that stuff. Was he really that evil? No, he wasn't evil by any means from my point of view. He was just, you know, he was a tainted soul, I guess is how you would say it. And I feel the same way right now about Aoyama right now. Is like he just seems more like a tainted soul. Like he was someone who got put in a tough situation and he was forced to make a decision, and he made a decision, you know, for better or for worse. And so it's like I don't really view him as a villain per se. I think he's a good person who just made a bad decision. That's how I would chalk that whole thing up.
When a cheap lighter stops working, it doesn't affect you. You just throw it away. If my friends succeed, I'm happy.
It's
If
like,
they fail,
what's her name? The
I
one girl.
sigh and say, oh well. Then I forget them and adjust my course and carry along with my day.
Damn, bro,
They're
is cold as
nothing more than
fudge, bro.
disposable tools. If they let me have a bit of fun, hooray. But none of them are essential.
Run! Wait!
Mama and Papa were so dismayed when they discovered I was born without a quirk. They both came from wealth. As children, they wanted for nothing, knew only love and happiness. It's possible they were more worried about me being different than I was, at least.
I'm gonna pause just real quick. I feel bad because I paused like multiple times this episode, but are they in a situation like it was Lady Nagant, that's what her name was, who the second she basically revealed that she was, you know, gave information about All for One and revealed that she was no longer like a part of that, or she didn't want to be a part of that, and she basically came out as like she was good or she wanted to be better, and he basically just exploded her body or he did something to her. Is it a similar situation? Since the quirk was given by him, he has control to do something like that. So I'm wondering if that's a similar situation where he could actually kill Aoyama on the spot like this. Because he even just said it. Like, All for One, first of all, dude, All for One is such an aura farmer. This guy out here going, the guy's like, oh, great, you know, you have friends. The guy, Dobby's like, oh, great, you have friends. Well, if they get caught, they're going to get us caught. And he just so subtly says, not at all. When you have a cheap lighter, what do you do with it? You throw that shit away and get another lighter, right? You don't fret over a cheap lighter not working. It was cheap to begin with. I just move on to the next one. Like, bro's just such an aura farmer, dude. Like, I don't want to like All for One, but I'm not gonna lie, bro. He's pretty cold. He's pretty dope. I ain't even gonna lie.
At first. So, when my future looked uncertain, they did something desperate. There were rumors of a man who could give people quirks. Eventually, they found him. The quirk I received wasn't a good fit for my body, though. It hurt. My parents tried their best. They went through so much to give me a better life. All because I was afraid of being different. My dream started as a desire to conform. But now, I want to do what Mama and Papa did for me when I read your letter and found out that you were born quirkless. That we were the same. I couldn't stand it!
Aoyama!
I was filled with despair!
He said, "Don't do this."
One for all.
Invisigirl?
My body refracts light. Aoyama, we all could have died. The entire country's falling apart around us. And you sat in class like you weren't involved. How could you sleep at night?
Oh, we got a face reveal. Or kind of a face reveal.
Well, explain yourself, Aoyama!
You don't get it!
He's not bad!
Aoyama, Hagakure's freed you. Do you see that? You don't have to hurt anybody else. It's over. So, stand down. Stop fighting, please. We'll work this out.
Let's get this straight. He must have received the quirk from All for One about 10 years ago. Since that point, he and his family have been forced to act as pawns against their will. Physically, he seems fine. At least he wasn't rigged to self-destruct in the same way Nagant was.
At this
Okay,
point,
so that
we
does
can't
answer
deny
my
it
question.
anymore, can we? There's a traitor at this school.
I never thought it would be a student.
Oh, damn, dude. And they were talking about, dude, I forgot all about them having those conversations.
But I must ask you kids to give us the room.
Like we'd walk away from this.
It doesn't make any sense. If Hagakure hadn't stumbled on you today, what would you have done for him next?
I don't believe it.
Yeah, man! Say it isn't true!
Did he brainwash you or something? You must not have known what you were doing.
2 Hero Corps students born quirkless. Who'd have thought?
We're still trying to restore a state of order, so it's imperative that you start talking. Tell us what you've learned about All for One. Don't leave a single detail out.
Oh, you don't know anything useful. That's the truth, I swear. We did whatever we were told. If we didn't, he would kill us. If we lied to him, he would kill us. Our choice was life or death.
He threatened you?
It wasn't just a threat. He showed us what happened to those who didn't follow his wishes. Anybody who ran to the police was murdered soon after betraying him. There wasn't a way out.
When I found out Midoriya used to be quirkless like me, and that he knew he'd have to stand against All for
Low-key,
One,
this is kind of the saddest I
my
think I've
heart
ever seen
ached at how
Bakugo look so
miserable
far.
My life was. I was disgusted with myself, but wallowed in my own misery instead of worrying about him. I'm rotten to the core. There's no denying it. If you want to know the truth, it's that I am a villain through and through.
I don't believe you! Why did you try to save Kacchan and Tokoyami at the training camp, huh? That night was a desperate cry for help, and it totally went over my head. I mean, look at you. You're bawling right now, crying all over yourself. But it's obviously not because you failed to do what All for One wanted. I know a hero who didn't give him everything either. He used her, but she stayed true to herself, to her heart. The problem was he'd crushed her spirit.
Yep.
Young Midoriya.
Making mistakes or committing a crime doesn't mean you have to be a villain forever. So I want you to take my hand, right now.
I see what you're doing.
His hands are strapped.
Because I promise you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dude. This is like not the moment to make a joke like that. But dude, I couldn't help it. I just could not help it. Bro said, take my hand as his hands are strapped behind his back. Like, okay. Serious moment. Serious moment. Let's go. Focus up.
Because I promise you, you can still be a hero.
Not so fast, Midoriya. Sanza, gag the kid. We're taking him in. Save the hand-holding for later. It's a tough situation, but it doesn't erase the fact that he helped All for One. Besides, we're only assuming he's safe because he hasn't exploded. We can't say for sure that what happened to Nagant won't happen to him.
We still have no idea where All for One is. But think, the board has changed.
But we're still at a disadvantage. Now do you get why we're tapping every possible hero and resource?
Oh, I think I know what Midoriya is about to do. He's about to use Aoyama to get All for One to bring the All for One to them. To change the board. Yes, yes.
When you look at it that way, he's given us the upper hand.
Say it one more time. I promise you, you too can be a hero!
Oh, sorry. I did not mean to clap on the mic like that. But, dude, hell yes, dude. That Midoriya, this is what I'm talking about, man. Midoriya, dude, up here, he is on a whole nother level, man. Because even if he did not have as All for One as his quirk, he would still be one hell of a hero because, dude, he uses up here so well and he studies opponents so well. But, man, dude, like the second, too, that he said, All for One, the board hasn't changed. This dude, as soon as he said that, I was just like, dude, light bulb went off my head and I was like, oh my gosh, dude, I am on the same page as Midoriya, bro, because I knew what he was saying next. I was like, this is the opportunity to change the board. This is where you change the landscape of things. You can get All for One to you because now you use dude, the whole thing, the reverse. Okay. So now we have the ability to get and pull All for One of them out into the open by using someone against him. I freaking love this, dude. But the thing is, though, if All for One, they have to wait for All for One to contact him. I guess it would be, how do you know for sure that he's going to contact him? Unless, I guess, Aizawa and them told Midoriya that he told them basically like, hey, you know, tell us when you can get Midoriya out in the open. Because, like, we heard that little part where All for One says that, where he says, you know, lure out Midoriya out into the open. And so I'm wondering if they told him that, and that's why. So Midoriya knows that that's like one of All for One's orders. So, but okay. So now we have a card up our sleeve. We have the ability to finally do something and not just wait around for Shigaraki and All for One and all of them to make their move. So we've got something going for us now. We've got a positive. I will say, dude, I also want to comment too on Midoriya himself, man. Just the level that we are seeing through him, man. Like, he went from, think about it, at the end of season 6, he went from like vigilante status to being inspired by Uraraka and his friends to now where it's like he is becoming that symbol that we've been talking about, man. That's the symbol that we need, where he just even told, you know, Aizawa, like, hey, you can still be a hero. Like, this is your chance, right? Maybe it's not in the way you thought it was going to be, but you still have a chance to make right by everything wrong you've done. And it's like I said before, and someone kind of made a comment similar in here. They didn't use the exact wording I did, but like how I was saying, where I was like, I don't think Aizawa is a bad person by any means. He was put in a difficult spot. He had to make a choice. And, you know, what choice are you going to make other than that? Like, you know, put anyone in that situation, I guarantee you probably 9 times out of 10, maybe even 10 out of 10, 9.9 times out of 10, people are going to do exactly what Aizawa did. Because what are you going to do? You're going to choose someone other than your family? Like, you know what I'm saying? And shame on his parents, man. His parents put him in that situation. First of all, the fact that you were so caught up in getting your son a quirk that you put yourself into this situation is disappointing, to say the least. But also the fact that it's like, then you put all this guilt on your son and you put him, and he has to do all this work, all the dirty work, when you know ultimately what he wants to do is he wants to be a hero, right? And he starts making friends with these people. Like, I get it. Once you were in, and it was a tough situation. That's why I said, like, his parents, shame on them. I don't blame Aizawa at all, right? I feel like he's redeemable, just like that guy was. I can never remember what his name was, but you guys know who I'm talking about. The coffee guy, the Imperial coffee. But just like him, man, he's just, it was a tough situation, and I think he's a broken spirit, right? And unfortunately, he just was in an entirely different situation than Midoriya was. So, okay, well, now we know who the mole was the whole time. I can't believe that they had me convinced it was Invisigirl, dude. I actually legitimately thought it was Invisigirl for a minute. I was like, what the heck? And then I was sitting there thinking back. I was like, oh, she's not even in the frame right there. And I didn't even think about him. And I don't know why I didn't, because like I said, they literally gave us all the clues back in like season 4 with him like sneaking into Midoriya's room saying, I know, like all this kind of stuff, dude. Really good writing by them, man. So I can't wait to see the next episode, because now that we kind of have the upper hand, or not necessarily the upper hand, but now that we have something, a card up our sleeve, I'm interested to see how we're going to play this whole situation and see where does this lead to next? What is the plan going into this, knowing that we now have something to use? So appreciate y'all, man. We'll catch you guys in the next episode, guys. Deuces.